It's Milton Daily Homes, Chuck here, and I hope you had a fantastic weekend. We've got a big list today. Springtime Mondays are a busy time, and I even took out a couple that sold, basically were listed Friday or Saturday, sold the next day. There was 2 or 3 of those. So everything here, as far as we know, is available. But anyhow, that is how we roll. 27, we'll get right to it. First one up is 1487 Maple, number 108, and it's at 224.9. And the thing about the first floor, that's a nice kitchen, by the way, nice flooring. Although in the kitchen, from a staging perspective, you can take the roosters out, take the trophies down. First floor can have a bit of a stigma to it because even though we don't live in the ghetto, it is sometimes a factor, especially with women, is that they kind of feel like it's a little bit unsafe. And I don't mean to generalize, but that's just my own personal experience from showing thousands of homes and a whole bunch of condos on the first floor, that there's that thing tucked away in people's mind that I'm on the level where people could access my apartment, whereas second, third, fourth, 20th level, you don't have stuff like that. Anyhow, 173 is the maintenance fees, includes the basic stuff there, and there's 1 parking spot, so it's a 1-bedroom plus den. And it looks decent. Again, they could have tweaked it, but I don't think that's really going to affect the results very much. So 235 Bronte, number 40, is at 236.9. And from everything I know, it seems to be a nice complex in there. Original cabinets, they've got a white stove plus a stainless steel fridge. And that may just create a bit of dissonance in buyers where they're just not, it just doesn't look right, I find. Okay, so laminate floors here. Nice photos, nice presentation here. The yard looks great with the stone. And then you've got the park there too, which I believe this one backs onto. 283 are the maintenance fees on this one, and again, you're talking about 1 garage plus 1 parking space. It seems fair to me compared to what they usually sell for. McKim Gate is 313, and so when you go inside, this is a current model, and current like the I guess the fruit, and not current as in brand new. 1195 square feet, and so they've got nice appliances in here. It's all carpet inside. Feels bigger than it is. So we've got a whole bunch of homes right now listed at like 315 that are bigger than this one, but they don't always feel bigger. And so if somebody gets tricked into that instead of buying on the paper square footage, they may choose this one first. But there's just so much competition there. The one that was listed at 305 surprisingly sold first. It happened over the weekend. And these guys at 315, there's just too many in my eyes for them to sell, because buyers are just literally going to go to the next one and say, okay, you don't want my 310 offer, the next guys will take it, and they just go right down the line because there's not that many differences between most of these. 833 McKay is at 334.5, and so you've got a croft side, 1360 square feet. Your main floor is basically set up in an L between the dining, the family, and the kitchen. And it looks nice. It looks very clean. They've kept it nice and tidy. Not too much stuff in this one. And they've even got a little bit of a fire pit in the middle. Some nice work here in kind of the deck and surrounding the landscaping in the front. You don't usually get a return on the landscaping, but I think 335 for this model seems fair based on what other ones have sold for. Now the new version of this is called the Emery, and in some ways it's different. It's got the laundry up on the second floor, but the main floor is essentially this dining room, kitchen, family. Same kind of L shape, and really similar features here. I would say aside from the landscaping, this one's shares a lot of similarities. A little bit newer, obviously, and you got a fenced backyard. So I think they're competing with each other on a pretty even scale. Johnson Heights, and the nice thing about Van Fleet, it's a little bit newer. Some people, there's a bit of ageism in real estate where once you cross the 5 years, some people don't want to buy it anymore. So 790 Johnson, 344.9, and so this one, you look at the price and you go, this is 1130 square feet. It's an Amesbury model. The photos really, I think, for the quality of finishes that they've done in this home, I would have really liked to see professional photos here. So they've really done this one up. The kitchen looks fantastic. Probably one of the best models I've ever seen. Or like of this particular model, the best finishing I've seen in it. That room can look dark. I mean, whenever you've got dark wall colors, I mean, it looks small. There's your finished basement down there, and there's a little bar off in the corner. certainly eclectic paint, very sort of contemporary, but they do have a chance. When you add up like some of the basic ones that are selling, you know, $315 or something, you add the basement on, you know, you add some of the finishes, all the rest of it, it may come together. I have a feeling this one looks even better in person than the photos, but pro photos would have made a huge difference on that one. 422 Woodward is at $349, and I remember seeing this before, and I commented when it was listed before. It's now relisted, and they really did a nice job in the kitchen. If you saw the old one, I mean, it's night and day. They changed some of the layout on this one here too. I mean, just for that kitchen alone and for this style of home, it looks like you've got a kitchen downstairs plus a kitchen upstairs. Potential investment, 60 by 132. You're on a busier street, and that's a busier part of Woodward. But at $350, I don't think they're doing so bad at all. Dill's Crescent, $349. It's a semi-detached, 3-bedroom, 3-washroom, and you can't expect a huge home. Basically, you're getting this front room plus the kitchen and the eat-in area. And there's laminate floors. And I find the basement's done, but when you look at it, that looks like old Milton to me. And this is not an old Milton home. It really dates the house inside what they did with the basement. But then you ask yourself, you say, hey, you know what? Even if it is wood paneling and the kids go down there and I put a bunch of, you know, painted pictures up on the wall, is it better than not having anything? And my answer to that would be yes. So $349 seems fair for this one. Dill's definitely has that kind of chop, like all the lots are very sort of skinny and long, so you do find that there's a lot of homes packed onto the street. Sometimes feels like there's a lot of cars on the road too. Now Fitzgerald is at $379.9, and when you look inside this one here, the flooring looks okay. You know, you go to the kitchen, it's a bit of a letdown. Like the border here doesn't do much for it. There's some stuff on the counters. The older appliance definitely doesn't add anything to the experience. You know, ceiling fan, you've got the vertical. It just doesn't wow you. And you got the pink carpet upstairs, and there is a finished basement, but again, it just doesn't have anything that would really draw someone in. So I think they're going to have a bit of a tough time at this price. Harvest is at $384.9. And so we've got, I suppose, I don't know if that'd be the first shot I'd show, but it's definitely nice. Upgraded flooring on this one. Really an old Milton home that looks like a new Milton. So we have new Milton looking like old, old looking like new. The whole world is all over the place. This is it's a nice looking home. Renovated kitchen here. Even if that's just an IKEA kitchen, you can see it's nice and open concept. And there's a pool in the back. So pools polarize people. Pools will say either I'll buy it or I won't even look at it because it has that. I think that the people that really want it, this could be a dream come true. And I think it's a great looking home at $384.9. I think they've priced it certainly within fair market value, at least from what I'm seeing in the photos. 809 Johnson, $395.9. And so this one says 1650 square feet. To me, it's a townhouse, and it looks a lot like a Hills View End, which is 1500 square feet. But again, do your own research on stuff like this. Okay, so the flooring's been done. Kitchen looks okay. They could take some stuff off the fridge. And again, you can see the difference between crisp professional photos and this is clearly done from like a handheld camera by the agent, and it just doesn't create the same impression. It just doesn't. Like, you cannot dispute that. And so they've done the finished basement, and it's on a pie-shaped lot. So there's a lot of value features here. For a townhouse, is someone willing to step up to the $395? I know some of the bigger townhomes, there's an end unit that's like just over 17. A couple of those have sold in the $390s that didn't have that pie shape and didn't have the finished basement. So these guys legitimately have a shot. I just hope that the appearance doesn't really hurt them, you know, because really those 9 photos are your chance to latch onto a buyer, get them to take a next step. Fourth line is at $429. And so I believe this one is a Powell model. Okay, so you can see from the kitchen here, about 1900 square feet, hardwood floors, blurry photo. Again, just not, it's really got a hit. And we're in a market now where it's very balanced, right? So there's not, I mean, there's certain unfair advantages in certain price ranges, but for the most part, you really have to stand out from the pack in order to sell. And so these guys are on a busier street, and so they really have to make a difference in their impression. I think they've taken some of that into consideration. I think $429 is certainly a fair price for a home like this, and you're getting the bonus of the laminate upstairs. If you don't like carpet, it doesn't look like there's a lot of, or there's much carpet in there at all. Now we've got Grumbling Grannies for sale over at 50 Main Street in Campbellville, and it's at $429, 66 by 143 foot lot, obviously commercial zoned, and it says 1 bedroom, 2 washrooms. So I'm not sure how it's configured. If there's the main floor commercial space, and then there, you actually can live the 1 bedrooms upstairs on this one. Very unique opportunity. I think that you just want to do your research about zoning. You'd want to look at does it really fulfill your needs? Hard to say on that one. It's a very unique style of home. Holland Rake is at $439.9. About a month and a half ago, the same model sold with a finished basement, just around $450. And this one looks even better than that, but it does not have a finished basement. It's partly finished, but this is beautiful inside. It's a great layout. They opened up the walls here. It's a fantastic looking home. They did the moldings in the bathroom. You know, someone really pimps their home out when they've got moldings in the bathroom. And then you've got a nice looking yard here too. All around, Holland Rake's a fantastic street. $439.9 looks terrific. Watson Terrace. Okay, so we've got no photos on this one yet. We've got a listing literally right sort of across the street from this one with a finished basement that's listed for $20,000 more. So it's a good battle going on, and I'd like to see the photos on this one here too. 3-bedroom, 1,900 square feet, the same one that's listed on Fourth Line for $429, but slightly better location. You got the park close by. Let's wait for the photos on that one there, but it does look enticing for sure. 2216 Safari is way west of Flamborough. We've got this region. We usually review homes in W22, which is urban Milton, W26, which is the northwest, but sometimes it stretches way far. This one definitely does. $459.9. And it's actually almost at Cambridge if you look at how far it is. Just thought I'd profile it just so you know it's in the list and just know how far away it is. 511 White Drive is at $499.8. Double car garage here. You've got nice tree-lined street, back split home, nice looking kitchen. Same thing, original cabinets, but they've done a nice job, same as that townhouse. And it's clean. The mirrors make it look bigger. The basement looks fantastic. So the back splits are really big. You've got a little bit of work done in the bathroom here and a renovated backyard. So at $499, to me, I'm surprised this one hasn't sold. I think it's a terrific model. 240 Scott, I've been in this one here. It's at $499, relisted. And so inside you've got this little tile work right here, dark stairs. I think the issue with this one is more that they have the kitchen with the eat-in, and then there's one big room. That's all you're getting. This is it, right? So you don't really have that separate dining or separate living. This room, and then you eat in the kitchen, basically, which can work for some people. And it shows okay. I mean, there's nothing really sort of mind-blowing about it. Scott can get a little bit busy, and some people aren't thrilled at that. But the size is good. There's no air conditioning, so you just want to budget that in. For a home like this, usually it's about $1 a square foot, maybe $2,500 for your air conditioning. 393 Sprout, $499, 4-bedroom. It's on a 36 by 80 foot lot, and no air conditioning on this one here too. 2,490 square feet. Carpet inside, so it's probably a little bit basic inside. A lot of competition in this range right now, and really got to stand out. 5 to 550, got to stand out. And I'll give you a hint, we got a great new listing coming up probably later this week or early next week that's going to blow all these guys out of the water. It's a beautiful listing. So 108 Scott is at $524.9, and so again, even in this list, there's a couple in 5 to 550. Good looking kitchen here. You've got a, it looks like a granite countertop too. Nice and open, minimal furniture, which is nice, a little bit more modern. It's a great layout. This one has a fantastic setup, and it's about 2,300 square feet. This one here, depending on the elevation. Got the nice balcony out front. This is probably pretty close to the park, so you might even be overlooking the park. 9-foot ceilings, just very well done. Heathwood homes are terrific. Seacourt is the next one. Wow, a lot of homes today. 539.9, Old Milton, and Quiet Crescent, Gingerbread House. I mean, this home is beautiful. And when you go inside, well, you've got your single car garage there. You go inside and it does not let down. The kitchen is terrific. Sub-zero fridge, built-in appliances. Absolutely fantastic. Granite counters, all the rest of it. I love this one. I think there is a market in Milton for the really done-up older neighborhoods with a decent-sized lot. That is a great home, and I think so far it's getting Chuck Pick of the day. 823 spec crossing is at 575. It's about 26 something square feet. They say 27. It's not as high as 27. Carpet inside, and it's kind of in this middle ground where you've got the really good value at the sort of 520, 530. Then you got the stuff up in the sixes that's well into the 3,000, sometimes ravine lots, and this is almost in that dead spot in between. And I don't know. This one's been for sale before. And that's my biggest thing with this one is that there's a bit of a dead spot, 550 to 6 right now. Marshall, 589. Upgraded driveway. These guys have spent some serious money. Upgraded walkway, wainscoting, crown moldings. Beautiful house inside. You've got the upgraded hood here. Still not granite counters, but that doesn't matter. I don't think that's a big deal. Hardwood throughout the entire upstairs. Landscape back there too. I wish them luck because it's a beautiful house. I think they're going to have some, again, competition drawing people down into the lower price ranges. But when you add up the money they've spent on that home, no question it's worth that. 369 Potts is a relist, 659. I've been in this home. I think it's a great deal. Surprised it hasn't sold yet. I think that the stainless steel fridge with the white stove doesn't do it justice. They've got some nice built-ins over here, hardwood floors. The carpeting upstairs is Berber, and it backs onto green space, and it's got a 96-foot lot, so you're much deeper on this one here too. Big fan. Potts is a great street, and that is a good price for that home. Jelinek or Jelinek is at $799, and I mean, when the virtual tour doesn't even work, so first of all, that's a little bit crazy. Stone and stucco. There's 3 shots to the outside, completely not necessary. Hardwood floors, and then you've got these sort of plutonium lights that are just, what do you see? You can't see anything. That's like from knee view, like you can't even see. I don't know. I just think that that this home could drastically improve their impression, especially when they're asking for the most money any home has ever sold for in New Milton, which is the record right now is $785. So anyhow, I don't know if they've got a lot of legs up there, and they don't have a lot of a premium lot. They don't even have a fence yet, so they're banking on the money from the home, and I just don't see it happening. Progesterone is almost $900,000, and it's an old century home. You can see the old wood floors. The kitchen has a nice layout and lots of windows here. Nice functional floor plan. And it's on 2 acres. It seems fair. This is a big home. This is well over 3,000 square feet. But going to see the surroundings on these ones is really what makes the difference in whether they sell. And again, we've got one in Puslinch, and I just decided to throw it in because it was on the list. It's in W26, even though it's way out in Puslinch. And it drives home a bit of an important point here too. So 4-bedroom, 4-washroom, 97 acres, and the house is, again, over 3,000 square feet. Huge outbuildings. I mean, a building like that probably costs you $200,000 to build. So where's the value in that? From an appraisal standpoint, my understanding is there's not a lot of value that they attach. They've stopped attaching outbuildings to the actual appraised value. So you get it for free a lot of times. Where's the inside shots? That's my point with this one is a buyer going to come, even if there was a virtual tour, which I'm not seeing, would they want to see this one bad enough based on not having any shots of the kitchen, the bedroom, the family areas? I don't know. I don't know if I would, to be honest. So 1.45, it is what it is. And there you go. So that's our list for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I apologize for how long it is. We tried to get through fast, but we got to make sure we're thorough too. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye.